YouTube? It's Christine with Souls Rising, jumping on with some Oracle messages. This video is for my Scorpios out there. So if you have Scorpio as your sun, moon, or rising sign, you'll want to hang around and get your messages. And of course, guys, be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you like this content and subscribe to my channel to receive notification whenever I put out new videos. I'm going to jump right into the Oracle messages for you guys and pull some cards for my Scorpios. All right, Scorpio. So let me show you what came out. The first card that came out, first position, Foggy Bog, Patience, which I kind of feel like this is where my Scorpios are right now. For me, first position cards are always the present moment, the current struggle, whatever is happening in the here and now. And I get like with this confusion, it's interesting because I got that for my Libras too, that there was just a lot of confusion right now. And I'm feeling this for Scorpio as well, that you guys, it's like you've been going through something and you can't quite see your way out of it, or you're not quite sure maybe what move to make next. And so you're just holding still because it's like you have to wait for the fog to clear before you can see the way forward, okay? And then I got that followed immediately by Mystic Meadow Sanctuary, and I'm really being pulled into that word sanctuary. And I get that you guys have a sanctuary coming. So on the other side of this foggy bog, this period of confusion and stillness, there's going to be peace and an opening up of energy where you're going to finally be able to rest and really relax. Because this isn't really relaxed, right? It's still, but not at rest, right? It's confused, maybe a little anxious, a little, on edge. This crane isn't just like having fun, he's monitoring, right? He's almost a little hyper vigilant, watching to see what's going to come out of this fog. But the sanctuary card tells me that when the fog clears, you're actually going to find yourself in a really beautiful place. Okay. A mystical meadow, right? A beautiful space where there's actually a lot more joy and calm and goodness coming in. And I don't think you guys can see that right now. Okay. So I don't think that you are able to see that yet. It's like the signs aren't quite showing up, or they haven't quite arrived to confirm that for you yet. And maybe you're getting intuitive hits that is the case, but you're not in the physical able to see it. And the next card is Air Spirit, Knowledge. And I really feel like this is incoming information. So there could be messages, emails, communications coming for some of you Scorpios out there that's going to provide the clarity that you're waiting for. So you might in part not be able to move forward yet because you're actually waiting for something that needs to come in, even if you aren't consciously aware of that. So your guides may be holding you still because there's something coming that you need before you can move forward. For others of you, I think this is actually just you starting to gain more awareness and understanding that leads you forward out of the fog. Notice how this ship is rising up out of the fog. So, and this is the card of knowledge and knowingness. So I think this, either way, this provides clarity. This thing that's coming in is clarity coming in to show you the way through the fog, to show you, okay, go this way now. This is where we're heading. And that is what I feel like is on its way. And I did ask for a little clarification because I felt like that Air Spirit card could go a few different ways for you. And I got, the confirmation was expansion. Spirit Guardian of Summer, expansion. So all these beautiful things actually really taking off for you, really, maybe, some of you, some success that really blows up really quick for you. Maybe something that starts off real small or that has been very small and you're not sure where it's leading or going suddenly really expands. And I feel like quick. This doesn't feel slow. It feels like, oh, boom, like popcorn all at once, right? You wait and wait and wait for the popcorn to pop. And then when it does, all the kernels pop at the same time. That's kind of how this is coming through to me. And I just heard crazy fast, okay? So some of you who feel like you've just been waiting a long time for something to finally happen, I think it's coming and it's going to come in pretty quickly when it does. Like a lot kind of could happen all at one time. And then I got, these two cards were actually, they came out sort of separate from the others. They're on the side, and this is sort of like underlying energy that's going on, I feel like, throughout this whole process. Enlightenment, the Forest Temple. Now, this is, for me, a card of higher wisdom, higher learning. You could think of it almost like the High Priestess in the tarot. This can also just be inner awareness coming in, a higher path, higher timelines. And I got the card of acceptance, Starry Night, you know, acceptance showing up over top of this as a transitional energy. And I felt like what this was saying is that this whole process is happening for your highest good, and you need to sort of accept that. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're starting to accept that even though you don't understand what's going on, that it is actually happening for you and not to you. If you're not there yet, that's okay. Don't worry, because I feel like whatever information is coming in, it's going to help move you into that space or into that energy. For others of you, the other way that I feel like this can go for you is that you've been being led into a state of acceptance. Okay, so maybe some of the reason that you've been stuck here for so long was actually to move you into a more pliable state where spirit could use you differently. Okay, almost like maybe you were fighting something or resisting something, and spirit needed to get you here in acceptance and openness, surrender. I'm hearing too, surrender, so that they could take you higher. And this acceptance may have been needed as part of your own spiritual growth or your spiritual path. Okay, the growth of your soul, your inner growth, so that you could move into like the next level. So some of you might have been getting a spiritual leveling up, but it couldn't happen because you were resisting it, and they needed you to be more open to it, more in surrender and acceptance, so that they could bring something in for you. And I keep seeing, like, behind her face, I see this like hand coming down. I keep hearing like the hand of God. I do hear watching over you. So some of you might feel like abandoned through this process, or like you're on your own, but actually get like, no, you've been being guided by the hand of God this whole time, the whole time. So you feel really maybe lost and alone, but you're not. You feel, for some of you, this is a wilderness experience. I just heard. They were showing me the trees at the bottom of this card, and I was hearing the wilderness. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, this actually comes from Christianity. You can look it up online. You'll probably find some helpful information. There's a spiritual journey known as the wilderness journey, whereby it's similar to the desert journey, you know, which is maybe more well known, but it's this process whereby the soul has to go into the wilderness, almost getting lost in the woods, in the dark, without a map, without knowing the way through or the way out. And what it does is it forces us to go within. It forces us to rely upon our own intuition and our own inner knowingness. It actually allows for an expansion. You know, we had that card expansion here, but the wilderness experience allows for expansion, and it allows for a deepening of faith. And I know I had gotten from my water signs a while back when I was doing the elemental videos, this, you know, sense of a deepening of faith that has been happening for a lot of the water signs. And so Scorpios, I feel like this is going to apply for a lot of you, that you've been going through something that actually has been happening for your highest good, to help bring you into more of a place of surrender, trust, and faith in God. Because she doesn't see that hand coming down next to her. It's like, see, she's looking off into the distance and wondering, why, God, why? But like, there's his hand reaching out and guiding and helping her the whole time. Okay, you're never really alone in the wilderness. You're not alone in the desert. You have guidance, you have help. And it's actually coming into awareness of that with enlightenment, right? Coming into awareness of that helps, I feel like, break it apart, breaks it open. And you guys are in the process of that. That's why this came out transitional. You guys are right there. You're where you need to be. You're ready to crack this like nut wide open. That's good, because guess what's on the other side of it? All these cards came out together. Spirit Guardian of Spring, activation, new potential. I get a flurry of energy, a flurry of activity with this. I'm seeing stars and like magic, fairies, right? Beautiful time of like love and excitement. And that was followed immediately with daffodil fairy, new beginnings. Look at all those beautiful flowers, flowers and fairies, right? What was I saying? Flowers and fairies. Magic, amazing, beautiful new things coming in for you guys. Followed by secret spring, success. Some of the most amazing cards in this deck. Success, joy, family. You're not going to be alone anymore. You're not going to be stuck in the desert by yourself. You're going to have help. There's going to be other people coming into your life, support, a community. You're not going to be the lone wolf anymore, okay? So if you've really felt all alone, you know, this crane is all by himself, right? He's lost and alone and confused. But boom, the wolf is not. The wolf has a pack. This is where you're going into. You're going to find your tribe. You're going to find your people. And maybe for some of you, that's just, maybe you have your people already, but maybe this is just a deepening of that relationship, opening up to those connections, feeling more connected once again to those people around you who are important. And then we've got love, wild rose fairy. Love. For some of you, this is self-love, love of the self, where you're really able to come into this space of feeling so content and joyful within yourself. And that really creates this blossoming of energy all around you in your life that opens up doors for opportunities and new things to come in that are really positive and miraculous. For others of you, this is actually romance. So this may actually be new love coming in, a beautiful new partnership opportunity where you can have a beautiful new beginning in love and relationship. So, but this all comes, all 5 of those beautiful cards came after this. It's acceptance that's leading to this. Your acceptance of whatever the situation is right now. Okay, so don't fight what you're going through right now. Don't get stuck in confusion, in resistance to what is. Your acceptance and allowing and surrender to what is the key. It's the way out. And I'm being shown Devil's Snare. I got this once before. That might have been for a water sign video a little while back. If you guys watch Harry Potter, if you're Harry Potter fans, you'll be familiar with this. I think it's the Chamber of Secrets movie. I could be wrong about which one. But there's a scene where Harry and Hermione and Ron get caught in Devil's Snare, and it's like this big oily snaky plant, and it just wraps around them, and the more that they struggle and fight it, the tighter and tighter it gets, right? And they start to be suffocated by it. And the way out isn't to fight it, right? Because the more they fight, the tighter everything gets. The way out is actually to relax and to just breathe and soften and become very still. And that's what I'm getting for my Scorpios right now is needed. It's the softening in. It's relaxing into what is. Stop fighting the process. Just open and allow it. That opening and surrender is making you more pliable for spirit. I'm hearing more pliable. Spirit wants to use you. They want to work through you. They want to work with you because you're ready for that. But they need you in this space of openness to them and trust and total faith. So they're moving you through the desert, through that wilderness experience to get you into that space. For some of you, this is going to be real painful because it may have felt like a ripping away. In the desert, in the wilderness, we don't have anything. We're by ourselves and we're alone. That we feel isolated. We don't have people. We don't have friends. We don't have family, maybe. We don't have resources. You might be there with some matches and like a tent and that's it. Okay. And then you have to fight your way through it. You have to find the way through on your own. And some of this is also about deepening your own inner strength. Okay. Because what happens when you're in that wilderness experience? You have to rely upon yourself. You have to really find and dig deep into your own resources, your own inner resources. That's what this is about. So stop looking out here. You Scorpios, if you're looking out here for the change, you are not on target for this. You need to go in here. This is where the answer is. It's not outside of you. It's inside. If you're waiting for something out here to happen to magically change your life, that's not what's going to open the door. It's going to be the opening that happens in the heart space, right? The opening that happens within you that allows this new beginning to walk in. Let's jump over to tarot, Scorpio. I feel like we've gotten what we needed from the Oracle, and let's just get a little bit of another layer to this. All right, Scorpio. I feel like this is a little bit of an intense read for you guys. So I'll show you what came out. We have the first card, first position, 3 of Pentacles. And I was really seeing the nest there in her arms with the little eggs in it. And I feel like this is what maybe you guys have been holding on to, trying to nurture, trying to create. Maybe you've been trying to put all the like elements or pieces together for something. This could be a business or a job, could be like a project you've been working on. It could just be in your life in general that you're kind of trying to like make things work, make things happen. For somebody, this could be finances, trying to kind of like make all the pieces of the financial puzzle like come together and make sense for you. For others of you, this is going to be collaborations. 3 of Pentacles is very much a card of collaborating with others, of like uniting your efforts with those of other people and really like then creating something new together. And this was followed by the Empress. So again, that nurturing energy, right? Of, I really feel like this is you Scorpios, like nurturing those seeds, you know, of the things that you're trying to grow in your life. And I feel like you've been working on this really hard and you've been diligent and you've been doing the work on it. And maybe for some of you, you've been frustrated because you just feel stuck or like it's not moving or you're not sure where to go next with something. Know that that is what is being transformed and changed, because we have the Magician showing up here. And this is like all of a sudden that those efforts finally manifesting. So when this fog clears out through your acceptance, faith, and surrender, that the movement can happen. You will actually create it. I hear you are the Magician. You're the one who will create that. You're going to manifest the movement, the travel forward. It occurs finally because we've moved into that state of inner awareness, of developing the faith, maybe the information that we were waiting on. Maybe it was a collaboration you were waiting on. Maybe there was another person that you needed to connect with and they weren't ready. Right? Whenever this arrives, it helps. But I do feel like for most of you, this is still being worked out. You know, I mentioned about don't look outside of yourself. Even if there's other players involved in this, please know that it doesn't come together without you also moving into that state of acceptance. And sometimes it's just moving into acceptance of what is, okay, there's nothing else I can do about this right now. I have to wait. I just have to wait. And let things come together, let things fall into place. And then when they do, we'll move forward. Just doing that can really free up a lot of mental and emotional energy so that you're not feeling so stressed and anxious all the time. And then we've got the 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles is like give and take, giving and receiving, okay? And I hear coming into balance with that. So for a lot of you, there may have been in the past, you weren't always balanced with giving and receiving. So maybe some of you are learning to receive right now. Maybe others of you have been in receiving mode and you need to like move a little bit more into that yang energy of you know, giving to others. Maybe you're learning to share more with other people. But I feel like for majority of people watching this, it's probably the opposite, that you're actually being pushed into the yin energy, the receptive energy, right? Especially healers and light workers. Like we have more of a tendency towards giving, over giving and not receiving. And the universe isn't going to support that, right? You are important. You're just as important as the person that you're trying to help or take care of. So the universe is going to also want to reward you. The universe is going to want you to receive what you need and you to be supported so that you can help and support other people. So don't neglect your own needs, right? You know, we have that, this came out actually like right under the Empress, you know, so again, there's a need for you to accept and allow nurturing too. And so you may have almost been put on pause for your own good, so you didn't burn yourself out. Also, some of you Scorpios. That won't be for everybody, but you'll know. It'll resonate if it's for you. And then we have Princess of Cups. And this is that moving into reception. Now, the fact that it's a princess and not the queen tells me that this is new energy for you. So it kind of is fitting with what I was getting with that 6 of Pentacles energy. And it came out right after that of that you are moving into a space of more openness, and acceptance allows it. Remember I was talking about that softening of your energy. When we move into a softer energy, we actually are more receptive to our intuition, to guidance from our spirit team, to allowing things to fall into place for us, to receive fruits of our labor. Like I said, maybe you guys have been planting some seeds and they just haven't been quite, coming into fruition. You've been watering and watering and watering. You're like, where the hell are the damn plants already? You may have been doing too much to force it to happen. You can't force the plants to grow, right? So you have to wait. You have to move into receptive mode. And that came out right under the Magician. So again, I kind of feel like that's a key for you guys to manifesting what you're trying to manifest, is being just very dreamy, relaxed, soft in that yin energy and open to receiving, in almost that state of surrender. And then we have Prince of Wands after that, which is excitement, moving forward. This came out under the Chariot. So there's exciting things on the other side of that for you. Even if that feels like wasted time, you guys kind of need to get a little dreamy right now. Take that time while you're stuck in the bog, the foggy bog, to think about what you want, to dream about the future, right? To think about how good things can get on the other side of this once the fog does clear and you can see the way and you can make some movement. This is making movement though. Prince of Wands starts moving and he moves pretty quick, which is what I was getting with that expansion card before, right? Of the popcorn popping real fast all at once. I kind of feel like this is that energy showing up here again in the tarot of like, wow, magic, rainbows, unicorns. We can move on now really quickly. So excited. Like this is you like looking at that rainbow going, yes, I've got it. And this is where we're going. And again, a new energy with the prince. It's not the king, it's the prince. So it's newness. These are the new beginnings. And underneath of that, I got Five of Wands, which I feel like is where some of you have been. You've been there's activity happening around you. There's things starting to stir up either within you or around you, but you're really sort of in this hermited waiting mode and maybe feeling a little conflicted about that. I definitely get a sense of disappointment or confliction with this, of like, why isn't it happening? But see, you don't see it happening. It's happening all around you, but you're not looking at it. She's looking at what she's got in her hands and she's not looking at all that magical energy of potential that's flying over her head. And that volcano that's about to erupt behind her and bring in even more things here. So there's more happening behind the scenes. It's about to open up in your life than what you can currently see. And it's being brewed from within. Again, look at that energy brewing at her feet and moving up through her. It's actually being brought through you. So there's something really powerful that's being worked out within you that's going to open you up to this. And after that, I got Ace of Cups came out, which is finally fulfillment, finally your cup being full. The Lovers, so for some of you, this could include like a divine union, a relationship. I really hate that term twin flame, so I'm not going to use it. But if you ascribe to that, you could consider this a twin flame card. For those of you that this isn't relationship, you're already happy, you're married, whatever. Lovers can also be karma. Okay, so this can be good karma, coming out with Ace. This can be like really good positive karma. Okay, like I said, for things that you've been investing in, all the good things maybe you've been doing for others or putting out there into the world, finally opening up and pouring back into your cup, coming back into you. And if you are married, it could be coming in for you and your spouse, right? In the form of, finances or happiness, or maybe you've been trying to get pregnant for a long time and now there's a pregnancy and a family that you can have. We had that family card with the love card showing up, right? Maybe you've been trying to have kids and finally it can happen. And then after that, I asked for clarity on that, okay? Especially with the Lover showing up in the karma. And I asked specifically, what do my Scorpios need to know? What is going to help them to get to that Ace of Cups and the Lovers? And, to move out of this and finally get to this that's being brewed already. It's already in the works, I feel like. And what I got was the next three cards. Two of Pentacles. This is coming into balance in your own energy. Coming into balance within yourself. It's the only thing you can control. Okay? Stop trying to control people, things, events outside of you. You get centered. Get real still. Get real centered. You come into balance. Bring yourself into balance. And that was followed by Seven of Swords, which the Seven of Swords in this particular deck to me is a card of reflection, right? And this stag is coming into their full potential. This white stag in particular is also a sign of like spiritual growth and potential, which I feel like for a lot of you Scorpios, again, you're on a very deep spiritual journey where you've maybe had to move through a lot of pain or a lot of hurt or difficult, challenging experiences. And I feel like part of this is you seeing that you're on the other side of that. So for some of you, it's that you needed to see your strength, or you needed to go through that to find your strength within. But man, once you're here, you're not going back here. You're good. I mean, you're so freaking solid. Nothing can screw with you ever again. And I feel like that's where so many of you have been being taken, because you're going to lead. The stag is also leadership, right? A lot of you Scorpios are being set up by spirit to lead other people, to help other people. Maybe it's to step up in your role at work. Maybe you're going to take on a position of manager or supervisor. And that doesn't always have to be an official title. Sometimes it's just the role that you take on. Just make sure you're getting paid for it, guys. You know, don't undersell yourself here. Remember, we have that giving and receiving card, right? So make sure you're being paid what you're worth, that you're getting. Your value is recognized and appreciated, because that's an important part of this too, right? Seeing our value, seeing our strength, our worth. Some of you have a big spiritual mission, I'm hearing, and you're here to serve it, but you got to get out of this. You can't be in this yucky energy. And Seven of Swords, you know, sometimes can be that feeling like we've gotten stabbed in the back. So maybe some of you have been through some really yucky experiences where you just really felt like you got taken down by people, stabbed in the back by people, betrayed by people. And that's really changed maybe your self-concept or how you feel about yourself. This process is trying to help you come out of that, to rise up out of that energy so that you can have something really beautiful come in. And then that was followed immediately by the High Priestess. In the fullness of her power, her intuitive power, weaving her web, and also inner knowingness. So this is, again, a very deep card of like inner being, inner knowing. It's the inner process. And again, we have those moon vibes with that, which the moon was showing up, you know, before as well. So we've got, this is definitely like, an inner process that is occurring for you. That's where the work is, but it's also the only thing you can control anyway. So you're stepping into your own inner power of your inner voice, intuition, reliance upon the self. I am hearing you have to be solid. It's solid within yourself. Remember that desert wilderness experience, right? There's nothing there to rely upon but you and your voice and your connection to God. The wilderness, the desert, strengthens the connection to God. It's you and God and no one else, right? So that is big for a lot of my Scorpios. And you're going to need that, because if you're stepping up, people are going to come at you. You're going to be ready. You're going to be strong. You're not going to get taken down again, okay? Even if that's happened before. And then the next two cards that came out, next card that came out was fear. So what's blocking you guys from your Ace of Cups is actually landed right on the Ace of Cups. Nine of Swords it's fear, okay? But the web is there. The web's already there. It's already being formed. There's nothing to be scared of. It's already in the works. This mission is already there. She already has her damn sword next to her. She got to pick it the hell up and carry on. So get out of this energy. That's what needs to happen. Spirit's helping you rise out of that, feeling lost, scared, alone in the desert, right? Listen to God. Listen to your inner wisdom. That's your strength. You're being strengthened from within. Drop the fear and doubt. That's really the key to the transformation. And look at that beautiful little white butterfly. There's hope here, guys. Don't give up. Don't feel afraid. It's all right. And the card that came after that was Seven of Wands, getting to the other side of this and really hearing yourself roar, stepping into your power and being solid in your own energy. See that fire at her feet is protecting her. Those are your boundaries. This is being able to, like, nothing can touch you anymore. No one who comes at you, gets near you, because you are so damn powerful and so damn protected by God and your connection to the divine that nothing rocks you anymore. Okay? It's the calm in the storm energy. You are the power. You are the power. You're not afraid of anything because you are it. You are the power. They should be shaking in their boots, afraid of you. Okay? And you know it now. You know it now. That's what's changing. That's what this acceptance and enlightenment is. And for some of you, this is accepting your higher calling, accepting the higher path that you're being called to, because God has a plan for you. And when you do that, boom, all this good karma coming in, beauty, right? You weren't made to suffer. You know, I was told the other day, I got this image of Jesus's stigmata, okay? And I was told, you know, look, Jesus had to agree to his wounds. He had to agree to be hung on the cross. He had to agree to carry the stigmata. And it was part of his soul contract, okay? Our wounding that we're going to have to heal from, especially the major wounding, is part of our contract. It's you know, for those of us, especially on a spiritual path, who are going to take up a mantle and help other people and guide and lead other people, you know, we select our wounding carefully. And we have a contract to agree to carry those wounds, to experience those wounds. But it's not to stay wounded, okay? It's not to do this. It's to heal. It's to overcome and step into this. It's meant to bring you here, not to take you out, to make you stronger. So don't let it take you out now. You're going here. And the energy's already happening. It's already spinning all around you. It's there. It's there. You just got to look up and see it. Look for the light. Look for the goodness. Look for the blossoming. And don't push or rush anything right now, because you won't get anywhere. You have to allow it. Remember, surrender. Stay in your faith. Believe. Go within. That's where your answers are right now. That's the way out. You being really strong and calm in the storm, really relying on your trust and your faith and your inner knowingness, because you're going to come into balance and harmony and really step into this full path of, you know, total, you know, mastery, spiritual mastery. You guys rock. This is awesome, you know, and it feels terrible right now because you're here. But no, the fog's clearing. The fog is clearing. You're going to get there, and it's going to be amazing when you do. So Scorpios, those are your messages. I will be back in a couple weeks with some more Oracle messages. Take care, guys. Bye.